Hey guys, it's Rafael, and we're here with the DC Direct Superman. Now he arrived broken, but that's no big deal. The whole suit is coming off. I will be converting him into Nightwing. We'll be have him holding the what do you call them? The fighting sticks or whatever he uses. But this arm will be coming down, so it's not up here. So it'll be similar to having both arms down to his side, holding whatever he needs to be holding. So I'll be taking the suit off and really just working over what he's got. I'll talk to my client Lewis, to see if he wants him just as is here, or just go over him with a little bit of more epoxy to make him look more like he has a suit on, as opposed to just painting the suit on. So I'll be working on that, working on the hair, adding the mask, whatnot. We'll see. So stay tuned. Okay, there he is. See if I can get this arm out. That thing's really good on there. Right, by trying to put a screwdriver here to pop it up open. I mean, this you know, just started chipping, so no biggie. So I'll just have to use this guy, little hacksaw. All right, now that the arm's off, now as you can see here, now this is how it was. All right, you can't just move him down this way, because he will look awkward, you know, and then the stick would go this way. So we need to have the arm go kind of like this, so you can have a stick here and the other one here. But to do so, I will need to mold this arm, cast it in clay, put it on here, and bend it the way it needs to go, and then mold that and make it out of resin to replace this arm, because this arm would not work that way. Alright, so let's get things going. Alright guys, so what I did here is I drilled a hole on this leg here so I could fit a dowel in there, and I took the dowel off, kind of calculated where the what direction the dowel goes, so I marked it there. Take the dowel out and I position the leg where it goes, like so, and I marked it straight so I could then do the same drill hole at the right direction. That way you just put the dowel in and, you know, it'd be a perfect fit. So whoops, okay, there we go. And what I am doing is I'm actually getting this is 5-minute epoxy, but I found it in gel form. I guess that's what the blue is there, because it's not a clear one like the other one I've been using. This is a gel form, which what's kind of cool about this, it's not runny, so I'll be using this. Just mix the two parts together. There's that one there. Let me set them down. Okay, so while the foot and leg dry, what I did here is I did a ghetto mold with clay right around here. I mean, I have other videos on this, and this is to make a copy of this arm in clay so we can, you know, position it the way we want it. So what I did here is, this is water-based clay, and I just did the hair dryer on top of the surface, not to dry the whole clay, but at least to dry the top surface where you feel it nice and smooth and not wet. After I did that, I sprayed it with some matte finish, you know, just like this, and then let that dry, and then it's just a nice smooth dry finish. Over that, since we're going to mix up some urethane rubber, we need a mold release so it doesn't stick to this. I'm using universal mold release, and you just spray it on the piece. Okay, now here I have the brush on 50, and I mixed up equal amounts of each. This is kind of almost liquidy, and this is kind of like a paste, and I'm just going to mix it all up. Okay, so now after mixing it all up, of course, when you know it, I don't have any ghetto brushes, so I'm gonna have to use one of these paint brushes. Just want to make sure you get all the areas. Okay, now we're going to use epoxy sculpt. Mix equal amounts of each, and we're going to start covering up all the gaps, and then when that arm is ready, then we'll worry about that one. Mix it really well. I've sanded and cleaned some of the areas, so this one will stick nice and good. So just push it in the gaps, then we'll just smooth it out. Once you have that, before it starts drying on you, you just use water and smooth it as best you can. And I use a brush where my fingers don't fit. So once this dries, you'll still go over it either with more epoxy, depending where it needs it. And if not, then you just go ahead and sand it. Alright, so I let this dry during the night. Actually, it could have been ready in 4 hours, but it was evening, so the clay got hard. But no big deal, we'll just take it off. Right now, before we do the other side, since this is an aztec, we're going to create a shell. Using plaster bandages, which I find it quicker, so these are extra fast set. I had me some gloves today, so I put them on. A lot easier to clean up. Okay, so as I said, I only used, I think, four strips, and this is extra fast set, but if you want, you can just use a hairdryer to speed up the process. Alright, now that it's dry, we'll just get rid of this clay. So it came out easy because it was nice and dry, so that was awesome. Not much cleaning to do. So let's just get rid of the clay that's in between the knuckles here. So what we're going to do is do the same process as what we did here on this side. Okay, remember, mold release, or else you will never get this thing apart. Alright, mixed up the stuff. This time I got me some brushes. And the same thing. Get it way in there, little crevices. Actually, well, I will be pouring in the clay probably right here, so I'll worry about that after. You can put something on here like a clay, like a little dowel up here, and that way you already have the opening. But let me just get the whole thing done, and I'll worry about that later. I just cut it open or something. Alright, so there it is. It's a little bit thicker. It's a colder day, so it kind of works to the advantage where it's not that runny. But then again, the worst part of a cold day or kind of cool day is that it takes forever to dry. Even painting takes forever, so winter is the worst time for doing this kind of stuff. Making molds and castings and paintings, it just sucks. Especially when you're in a garage where it has no insulation and no heater, so it sucks. Anyway, so we'll let that dry. Okay, so now, you know, that we have these molds here. We open it up and take the original arm on. And what we want to do is fill it up with clay. And I want to fill it up where? Probably on this side here. So I'm just gonna cut an area right in here so I can pour in the clay. Now I've already started to melt the clay, and I'm putting it in the microwave for 30 seconds and then until it gets nice and liquidy. I have other videos on doing this as well, so I don't need to show the whole process. I'm just going to melt it until it's nice and liquidy, and this is monster clay. Okay, I poured it into one of these little guys. A lot easier to pour, so here we go. Be very careful because it is boiling hot. Whoa. Okay. So now we're going to put this in the refrigerator and make sure it's nice and cold, and then we will demold. Right there he is. Not bad. Got some paint on there. Still a little warm. I left them in there in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Now again, if the arm is the important one, more so than the hand. Okay, see got stuck in there, so it broke. But that's okay because we don't need the hand. We'll use the hand later because it's going to be separate from the arm. So get rid of this part here. And since it's a little bit warm, it's bendable. So let's position him on the body. Okay, so he came like this. So we need to lower the arm. Push it in. Maybe like that. That way if he's holding this guy this way, and then this one would be up here. Alright, we'll see. I'll have to send pictures to the client and see how he likes it.